So hello everyone, welcome to Edupower, welcome to this amazing institute for new learnings for your CUET exam. Now सबसे पहली बात, first of all, what is CUET? So CUET stands for Common University Entrance Test, and this entrance test is for each and everyone who have just passed out their 12th exam and they want to appear for the universities, for the various colleges, for all over India. So government of India has decided 2-3 years ago that instead of filing form for each and every other universities, we need to have one single window from where we can have an access to all the colleges, right? So this is Common Universities Test, and this is me, where we are going to discuss about the CUET. So little bit about me, how can you trust me? That myself Prakash Dubey, and this is about my educational background. So I did my bachelor's in history in honors from Jamia Millia Islamia. Then after that, from Delhi University. Then after that I did my master's in history, a specialization in medieval history from Jamia Millia Islamia Delhi. Then right now I am pursuing master's in sociology, as well as I am pursuing my PhD in history from Devi Ahilya University Indore. In total, I have a good experience of 5 years, and where I teach students, where I learn from students, and I am still a student of history, right? So let's start. This is a bit about the syllabus. So number one thing, that what are the books of CUET for history? So we don't have to complicate things here. We have to just stick with the NCERTs. So the NCERTs and the syllabus for CUET is programmed in such a manner that you cover both your board's exam as well as for the entrance test. So what are the books, what are the sources? The sources are the three, that is the NCERT part 1, 2 and 3, that is themes of Indian history. Why the three books are there? Because the whole Indian history has been bifurcated into ancient, medieval and modern. So to cater ancient, medieval and modern, they have segregated the syllabus into three parts. First is ancient, which we are going to start from today, then medieval and then modern, right? So these are the books. So let's discuss and all the very best for this new session. Let's start our topic. Now first of all, what is our topic? Our topic to study is Indus Valley Civilization, right? Now whenever we come to know about this civilization, we should know one background very well, that there were altogether 4 major civilizations in the world, and one of the civilization was Indus Valley Civilization. The other 3, I should give you the information about the other 3 also. One of them was the Mesopotamian civilization, about which you people have read in class 11th, Writing and City Life, if you remember. So Mesopotamian civilization based on the rivers Euphrates and Tigris. Then comes the Egyptian civilization, where it is based modern day Egypt nation, for which is famous for pyramids, and that Egyptian civilization is based on which river? River Nile. Then the third very important civilization, that is the Chinese civilization, right? Where altogether in China, which river? Huanghe. Then at the last, our own civilization, that is Indus Valley Civilization. Which rivers? Indus River. Now there has been shift in these findings. New rivers, new researchers are coming in. We will discuss that. So the sources. If you all want to know about me, that how is Prakash Dubey? What about Prakash Dubey? Which type of person he is? So what you will do? You will go and you will ask about me from my friends, from my teachers, from my colleagues, right? These are the sources. Similarly, if I want to know about some places, I will get to know about those places through the various artifacts, through the various materials. One of the material which was very famous in Indus Valley Civilization was the seals. What are seals? In the modern period as well, in 2024, seals are the proof of authentication. If you will go to any official office or any administrative office, if you want to get a sign or if you want to get a paper authenticated, you will be needing sign, and then you will be also needing a seal. Why seal? Because seal is a symbol of authentication. Seal is a symbol that yes, you have went to that place and you have got these paperworks authenticated from that level of office. Similarly, these seals were the important source of information about Indus Valley civilization. But ये बनते किससे थे? So my mode of teaching will be Hindi and English. Moreover, I will be using English in my notes and my explanation will be in English plus some Hindi as well, right? So what are these seals made of? So these seals were made of steatite. Steatite. What is steatite? Steatite है क्या sir? So steatite is a type of stone. It is a stone, but it is a soft stone. Why a soft stone? Because if you want to carve something from a hard stone, that stone will be break into two. However, if you want to inscribe or if you want to engrave something in a soft stone, you can get it done in an easily manner. So steatite was a type of stone which was soft in nature, not soft as rubber or something like that. Please don't compare it with rubber or something like or cotton something. But in stones, steatite was a soft stone. So it was a type of stone which contains animal motifs and signs from a script which was undeciphered. Now, for example, I want to make a seal, so I will be making my seal, my name will be there, my position will be there, and what if you want to make your own seal, so your name will be there, but I can also make that seal distinctive or different from any other person through using a symbol, right? So these animal motifs, animal signs or animal symbols were used in these seals for having a different appearance or a distinctive appearance. Also these signs, these seals contained scripts, signs from the script which were undeciphered. Now what do you mean by undeciphered? Undeciphered means in a simple language, undecoded, that the Indus Valley script has been undecoded till now, right? Now when you are watching this video, still the Indus Valley script has not been deciphered, has not been decoded. Now let's come up to a concept also here. There is a big difference between language and a dialect, right? Now why I am telling you this thing? Reason is that language is a thing which have a script. For example, English is a language which have a script named as Roman. Hindi is a language which have a script named as Devanagari. Whereas in dialect we don't have a script, right? So dialect is on a regional basis. We can have a twisted or a different type of dialects, but they don't have a script. So dialects are not the languages, but Indus Valley civilization had a language and they had a script also, but we did not know about that script, that how that script, how that syllables of that script when combined had a meaning. For example, we have this word named as HOUSES, and when we combine these HOUSES, we have a word, and this word has a meaning. So Indus Valley civilization script has a different syllables, but when combined we do not get the meaning, because we did not know how to undecipher, how to decode those scripts, right? So this is about this undeciphered script of Indus Valley civilization. But what are the other sources of knowing the Indus Valley civilization? So one of the other sources is archaeological evidences, included houses, pots, ornaments, tools, and we all know seals. So when the archaeologists start digging the sites of Indus Valley civilization, they found big houses. Now, why they were hidden, where they went, why they could not be seen through the naked eyes? This is a very important question. So अगर आपको पता चले that all these sites were on the banks of rivers, and on the banks of rivers one thing is very common, and that is flooding. And with flooding, silt comes. Silt is a very fine sand, right? Silt. So on these river bank sites we have silt, we have flooding, and when flood comes, the silts then take its own course and it gets settled into any area. And that is why, because of regular flooding in the Indus and Saraswati and other areas of Indus Valley civilization, many sites are under the mud now, under the mud, under the soil, under the silt. And that is why we now need to have an archaeological excavation, vertical archaeological excavation, so that as deep we are going, as old we will get to know the civilization was. So one of the source was houses. We also find pots, pottery, right? Matke or mitti ke bartan. So we find potteries. Inside that potteries we have grains, or we can also have ornaments. Why ornaments? Because ornaments are always, in the modern time as well, is a very prized possession, right? It is very prized possession. So we need to keep these very safe. So these ornaments were also kept very safe. And then we have tools. Why tools? Because tools were used for making various artifacts, various potteries, various other things. So tools are the other sources. Then we all know seals. Seals are the other things. But apart from these sources, सर हम लोगों ने इसका नाम इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन ही क्यों रखा, या फिर हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन ही क्यों रखा? क्या इसके नाम को लेके और भी डिबेट हो रही हैं? सो यस, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, व्हाई इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन? बिकॉज जब भी एक्सकेवेशन हुआ, हम लोग को मैक्सिमम साइट्स वी फाइंड ऑन द बैंक्स ऑफ रिवर इंडस, राइट? बट व्हाई हड़प्पन देन? हड़प्पन इसलिए बिकॉज द फर्स्ट साइट विच वॉज एक्सकवेटेड वॉज द हड़प्पा. हड़प्पा इज द नेम ऑफ द प्लेस जहां पर ये साइट को एक्सकवेट किया गया. तो क्या सर आज से 4000 साल पहले उस जगह को हड़प्पा ही बोला जाता रहा होगा? नो, माइट नॉट बी. क्या पता उसका नाम कुछ और रहा हो, राइट? प्रकाश रहा हो. वी डोंट नो. बट आज उस मॉडर्न डे प्लेस का नाम हड़प्पा है, और इसीलिए उस जगह का नाम हड़प्पा से हम लोगों ने पहली साइट वहाँ पे डिस्कवर की. दैट इज़ वाई हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन. एक और साइट जो बहुत ज़्यादा फेमस है वो है मोहनजोदारो, राइट? सो दैट इज़ अनदर नेम, दैट इज़ हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन. But in the recent studies, in the recent discourse or debate, one more name is coming up among the historians, and that is Sindhu Saraswati civilization. Why? Because with the new archaeological excavation, एक जो चीज़ सामने आई है वो ये है that ये जो सारी साइट्स हैं इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन की, ये सब की सब सिर्फ इंडस रिवर के इर्द गिर्द, या फिर they were not around the Indus Valley river only. There are multiple sites which are far away from the Indus river, but river is a very important source for livelihood. So वहाँ पे ऐसा क्या था कि वहाँ पर इंडस से इतनी दूर इतनी सारी sites हम लोग को मिली हैं. So now the recent researchers had come up with a new river named as Saraswati. However, this is not a new name, because in the Vedic period we find this river in multiple times. So now the recent historians are saying that it is not only the Indus river which are holding multiple sites, but it was also the Saraswati river which had holding many Indus Valley civilization sites at that period of time, and that is why we should not call it just Indus Valley civilization, either we should call it Harappan civilization or the Sindhu Saraswati civilization. Now, we had also find a group of objects which had a distinctive in style and that are usually found together within a specified geographical area and a period of time. So, we had found horde of objects. Horde of object means bulk of objects, right? And those bulk of objects had been found from a limited place and from that limited time. Now, there should be a question ringing in your head that, sir, limited place we can know that yes, us jagah se पाई हुई जगह है, so limited geographical area. But how we can get to know that from that particular period of time? So remember, I just told you about the vertical digging or the vertical excavation. If, for example, you are digging up here, right, on the ground level, so you found something here, you find multi objects here, but when you dig more deep, then you again find after a layer of soil more new objects, then again after a layer of soil or a silt more further objects. So as you go deep, the site, the geographical area of that same place, vertical excavation, more deeper, new objects, the deep the objects, the old the objects are, right? The digger, deeper you dig, the deeper you excavate, the more older you get into the time zone. The most upper hand or the most at the top level, you get the newer sites. So now again, I have told you between these objects we have a layer of soil or a silt. How this came? Flooding, right? Now, so you can connect the dots. Civilization or people were living in the area, they used to have many sources, many artifacts. Then flood came, people migrated, and all those objects got settled down with the silt. Again new people came, start living on that silt, and again after 100-200 years new flooding came, again those artifacts of those new people got submerged under the water or silt, and again after 200-300 years again new people will come. Now, don't judge history by the limited time we know, right? So it is all about thousands of years. We are talking about thousands of years. So in the thousands of years we can have multiple floods, we can have multiple people, we can have multiple cultures, or we can have multiple settlements, right? So yes, so particular objects, particular geographical area, particular period of time. Let's clean this board first. Yes. So in Harappan culture, some distinctive objects include seals, beads, weights, stone blades, and even baked bricks. So how we get to know that Indus Valley civilization is a civilization? Because we have found that at that period of time only multiple settlements were there. Now here comes another concept, culture and civilization. Now, culture and civilization. Please note this thing, this is a very important concept. Culture has a limited geographical area. So yes, limited geographical extent. But if that same culture has a wider geographical area and more people have accepted that culture will transform into a civilization. For example, let's talk about India. In India we have multiple cultures. In southern part of India we have different cultures. In northern part of India we have different culture. One same festival has been named as multiple, right? For example, we have Gudi Padwa, we have Vishu in the south, we have same festival named as Bihu in the northeast, we have Chaitra Navratri, the same festival in Uttar Pradesh, in Madhya Pradesh. So the same festival have a different meaning, different name, different culture, right? But if that culture has a larger extent, then it will be named as civilization. Now coming back, the Harappan culture, why culture? Because it has not been developed into a civilization yet. So the Harappan culture has distinctive objects which have a distinctive feature, a different feature from the other cultures, right? So a distinctive objects including seals. We all know seals what? Seals are beads. Beads means beads are some type of ornamental, has an ornamental meaning, or they can be used as jewelry also, right? So beads are the fancy items which has been used by men and women both for the jewelry. Then we have weights. Weights, what do you mean by weights? For example, we have baht, right? Kg, 1 kg, half 500 grams, 250 grams, 2 kg, 3 kg, and we have what do we say, iron bars, right? Similarly, we have weights in the Harappan civilization as well, and these weights had a uniformity. Now what does this uniformity had a significance? Why this is so significant that we have mentioned it in a book? For example, in north part of India, you went and you want to purchase 1 kg of, let's say, potato, right? So in 1 kg of potato, you have medium sized 10 potatoes, 1 kg of potato. Now let's go to southern part of India, and when you ask 1 kg, how? You get 20 potatoes, 1 kg, 20 potatoes, same size. Why? Because the measurement or the weight of that 1 kg is different in North and South India, and this will create a huge problem in a uniformity. So it is very important to have a uniform weight in a culture or a civilization or in a geographical extension, right? So we have a similar weights. We have stone blades for cutting anything or for making any sharp objects, for making any you can say tools, or for cooking foods, or for getting flesh, right? And then we have a baked bricks. Baked bricks means brick made from you can say soil, or you can say mud or clay, and then this has been baked either under the sun or under the fire. So baked bricks are more strong, right? So these are very important things. Then these objects were found from areas as part from Afghanistan, Jammu Kashmir, Gujarat, and in fact Rajasthan and UP, Maharashtra as well. So your NCERTs has not been updated, so I will update you all. So these objects, these distinctive, these significant objects have been found from all these places. Let's go into the other slide. So the Harappa was the first site to be discovered by Alexander Cunningham and later on by Dayaram Sahni in 1920s, and that is why Harappan civilization has been named. Civilization is dated between 2600 to 1900 BCE, that is before Common Era. And I hope that you people must be knowing that if I am writing 2600 BCE, so from today how old we are going, let's see that wherever you are sitting, you have a good guess. So 2024, and today we will write CE, that is Common Era. So from today, how many years before? That is roughly around, sorry, so 2600 to 2024. So roughly around from today we are going 4600 years ago. So this Harappan Valley civilization or this Indus Valley civilization was roughly around 5000 years ago, and we have got independence in 1947. So we are just 75 years old democratic country, but we are talking about 4600 years ago a civilization was there which was so significant, which was so huge that it has an altogether different aspects, right? I'm so sorry. So there were later cultures as well, and this whole Indus Valley civilization has been divided into three phases, that is early Harappan, late Harappan and the mature Harappan, and the part or the things we are going to study in the 12th class or for this CUET has been from the mature Harappan period only. So let's now move further. So yes, these are the pictures which I really wanted to discuss, that is why I included them. So this is how the sites look like. So if you can see here, these are the bricks. If you can see, these are the bricks from whom we have got a room, and if you can see, we have these pillars like structures as well, and these are the various beads. From these beads a wire or you can say a thread has been passed, and these can be made as an ornament. So you can see how developed this civilization was. In fact, not just a single story, we had found double stories houses as well from the Indus Valley civilization. So that civilization was very developed, their architecture was very developed, right? So this was this thing, then these were the pictures. Now this is the extent of civilization. So in the we can say in the Afghanistan we have this place named as Sutka Gendor. Let me just change. Yes, so this is the Sutka Gendor, the western extent of Indus Valley civilization, and the eastern extent of civilization can be found from Manda, or in fact now we have many new places coming in, many new sites coming in. So one thing to be pointed out, whenever I will be speaking about Indus Valley civilization, I am going to include both India and Pakistan, and also Pakistan is just 75 years old, so we have to include Pakistan as well. So yes, the modern day Pakistan was the part of Indus Valley civilization, and this is the river Indus. If you all can see, this comes from here, and these are the other rivers from where we get to know the name Punjab, that is the 5 rivers, right? So these are the Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Satluj, Beas, and these all rivers come and they become Indus river. And here we have the other, what I talked about, the other side, the other river, that is the Saraswati river, which cannot be seen in the modern day maps. However, this was the river, that is why we can see multiple sites here. And one of the very key sites in India, which is present in India, is Rakhigadi, Banavali, Kalibangan, Dholavira, Lothal, Nageshwar. So please remember all these sites, please remember the location of these sites. These are very important for your mapping as well for the board's exam. And here we have Mohenjo-daro in the river Indus, then we will be having Harappa also in the river Ravi. So Ravi is Harappan river, Harappan city or Harappan location was not exactly on Indus river, but it was on river Ravi. So yes, these are the very important sites. Let's go further. So let's look into the point that from where this Harappan Valley civilization started building. So the mature phase of Harappa is a very developed phase, right? Trading is going on, people are living a very flourished life, but period before Harappan civilization, period before mature Harappan civilization has a different cultures, had different you can say different style of living. So they had a different various cultures associated with distinctive pottery, evidences of agriculture and pastoralism and some crafts. So जब हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन अपने मैच्योरिटी पर आया, अपने पीक पर आया, उसके पहले भी बहुत सारे छोटे छोटे कल्चर्स इस हड़प्पन एरिया में, इस पूरे एरिया में फ्लरिश कर रहे थे. एंड ग्रेजुअली all these cultures got clubbed, and when these cultures got clubbed, many practices got finished out, got wiped out, and many new practices came and got adopted by all, right? And this is the cycle of life, that when you exchange your ideas, many old ideas get faded away, many new ideas got accepted by the society, right? So there had been a distinctive cultures which have different potteries, we have various agriculture fields and agriculture practices. Then we have pastoralism. Pastoralism means nomadic lifestyle where pastures, where cattle rearing used to take place. And then we have different crafts. Break between early Harappan and the Harappan civilization can be proven from the evidences like large scale burning at some sites as well as the abandonment of the certain settlements. So if you can see in this map, there are multiple early Harappan occupations, means multiple early Harappan sites. But these sites slowly, gradually got declined. These sites, they got sidelined by the people because these people either migrated to new cities and or altogether these areas might have been flushed out, right? So how we got to know that these are the areas from the early Harappan period and these are the areas from the later or the mature Harappan period? And the two very important evidences is the large scale burning at some sites. So we found that in some sites we have a large scale burning. Why these large scale burning will be there? Might be for the slash and burn agriculture, or might be some another natural reasons because of which these sites might have been declined. For example, thunder and lightning, because of that we can have a large scale burning. How do we get to know that the burning took place there? Thanks to the new scientific tools, that from evidences we can get into many scientific methods and we can get to know that what are these evidences are. Second is there are abandonment of certain settlements. So many settlements got abandoned. Why they have been abandoned? Might be the resources near those sites have been depleted, right? The rivers which were flowing from those areas might have been shifted their course, and that is why people didn't have the source of water. So what they will do? They will migrate, and we had seen that there have been multiple abandonment from these sites, right? Now let's move to the next slide. So this was about the early and the mature Harappan period. But when we talk about a civilization, when we talk about Indus Valley civilization, we should know that how a civilization got developed. So now again let's talk about a small concept. So earlier period of time when we were the cavemen, right? So please focus here. So we were the cavemen. We were living in a cave, we are having a very good life, no tension. What we have to do? Just go, hunt, eat, chill, enjoy. Slowly, gradually, we got to know about grains, about foods. When we got to know about foods, about grains, then people started expanding their diets, right? Let's also include grains in our diet, because we cannot hunt animal on the daily basis. So let's include some plant, let's include some crop. But here is one also interesting thing, how we get to know which plants are edible. So we were observing that, for example, an animal ate that fruit or that plant, he died, matlab you should not eat that plant, it is poisonous. And if an animal ate that plant, let's consume it, it is not poisonous. So let's you can say this is about trying and testing method, right? So we got to know about grains. When we got to know about grains, we started having a semi nomadic lifestyle. Why semi nomadic? Because for grains you need to be at one place, because grains take time to produce. So semi nomadic, not settled but semi nomadic. So gradually we having a semi nomadic lifestyle, and from this semi nomadic lifestyle we are now having a domestication of crops. So we are now going to produce crop in a limited area. So this is our field, we are not going to grow the crops. So for the growing of the crops you need a more settled lifestyle. So now this will push into a sedentary lifestyle, right? And when you will be having a sedentary lifestyle, again you will be having one more thing, societies will be developed, developing of society. Sedentary lifestyle is there, so society has been established. Now you started producing more crops, so now you will have surplus of crops, and when you have surplus of crops you need something to store that crops, and that is why pottery got developed. Pottery, मिट्टी के बर्तन, they got developed. Why they were developed? Because you needed something to store the grains. And who will make those potteries? The potteries will be made by skilled craftsmen, because still in the present period as well you cannot make bartan from the soils. You need skill, and here comes the very important role of trading and barter system. So Prakash Dubey is a farmer, he is producing crops, he had a surplus. Now when he had a surplus, he will go to another person, he will say that I needed pottery. The potter will ask what I will get in return. I will say I will give you this much amount of grain. Okay, well and good, I will get pottery, I will give grain. Trading is started, right? And when this trading, when these things all together started, the markets started developing, development of market, and slowly gradually more new skills, more new professions will be now needed. and when more new professions will be needed, then we will be having more trading. So this is how the trading will be developed, right? So this is how a civilizations developed. This is how a society gets developed. So, but how we get to know that which type of crop used to get produced there? So archaeologists have been able to reconstruct dietary practices, which means including animal as well as the crop produce, including the fishes. So we have found many seeds, we have found many crops, and we have found multiple grains. We found the evidence of wheat, we found the evidence of barley, lentil, chickpea, sesame and millets, especially from the Gujarat. Why millets from the Gujarat? Because millets need less water and you will have a more crop production. In fact, in the present day also these millets are very well grown, are very well produced in the Gujarat Rajasthan area, right? So these all are the grains which were produced in the Indus Valley civilization. These are studied by archaeobotanists who were specialists in ancient plants and remains. So these seeds were found out and they have been studied by botanists, by the various scientists, and we got to know that the Indus Valley people, in the Sindhu Saraswati people, they were not just eating animal, or they are not just the carnivores, but they were the omnivores who were eating plants based dietary supplements as well. So we have also found various animal bones which includes the cattle, sheep, goat and buffalo and pig. So the Indus Valley people were knowing all these things, they were knowing all these animals. We were having the bones or the evidences of sheep, goat, buffalo and pig, and they might have been domesticated as well. So domestication of two things were started in the Indus Valley civilization: the domestication of crops as well as the domestication of animals. Why this is very significant? Because when you get to know the domestication of animals, this means that you are observing the behavior of the animals as well, right? And when you are observing the animals behavior, this means that your brain has developed a lot, and that is why human evolution is a scientific theory. So these studies done by the archaeozoologist or the zoo archaeologist. So why zoo archaeologist and why this word mentioned? Because we have archaeological botanists who studied about grains, remains of the grains, and we have archaeological zoologists who have discussed about the study or the remains of the bones. Then we have indicated that these animals were domesticated, as I have just told you. Bones of wild species such as boar, deer and gharial are also found. So we had also found the bones of these various wild animals as well. So might be they were used as the dietary plan, and they might be very you can say nutritious, and they might be were the part of food plate, and we don't know, but yes, these all animal bones have been found. Now why these things are very significant to study? Because questions come from here only. That, for let's take an example, there is an MCQ that lion bones have been found from the Indus Valley civilization. True or false? False, because we haven't found any lion bones. Boar bones were found from the various matured Harappan sites. Absolutely true. We have just read this thing that wild animals like boar, deer, gharial in fact. So please remember these animals, please remember these grains, that these were the important grains: wheat, barley, lentil, chickpea, sesame, millets. These all were found from the Indus Valley civilization. So a question can be framed from here that For example, let's say rice was found from Indus Valley civilization. True or false? True. In the coming slides we will see that yes, rice was the part of the Indus Valley dietary habit. Paneer was the part of the Indus Valley civilization dietary habits. True or false? Now this is a twist. Why I included this paneer? Because in the recent discovery, yes, paneer was the part of the dietary habit. However, NCERTs haven't included this thing till now, so there will be no question asked, but let's have a general information as well, the latest or the current update, right? So these were the bones, these were the things. However, one thing is unknown, that whether the Harappan sites hunted these animals themselves or obtained meat from the other hunting communities. Bones of fish and fowl were also found. So we don't know that whether these animals, whatever animals we have listed, that is boar, cattle, sheep, goat, they were hunted by the Indus Valley people only, or they came into the Indus sites after the barter system, because crop production was going on in a full scale there. So they might have bartered, or they might have got these animals from the other communities, and they had given their grains in return. So we cannot say all these things for sure. In history we also speculate a lot of things. We cannot say in a pinpoint manner that what are the real things, right? So these are the things, and these are the topics we study. In the next class we are going to start with agricultural technologies, how the Indus Valley civilization, their agriculture developed in a large scale, and that is why when the agriculture got developed, their market, their civilization, as I have given you in a chart, whole process, that the civilization got developed. So we will look all these things in the next upcoming classes. Be curious, keep learning, and whatever doubt you people have, please post it. I am definitely going to reply to all of you, and we will have a great interaction as well. Thank you so much. We'll meet you soon.